All right, welcome to another video. So in today's lessons, it's speaking practice again, and Miss Trúc from class IELTS 43 is going to do her practice. Now, let's start first with part one. So 50, no, let's try something else. Okay, let's try 46 about chocolate. Sometimes topics can be strange. So let's try the topic chocolate. So, Mr. Do you like eating chocolate? Why not?
I think that chocolate is a popular, sweet and delicious dessert for many people. Um, those I don't have a habit to eat chocolates as a
Dessert, yeah?
yes as a dessert
Well,
because
you don't have to eat it as a dessert. You can eat it for fun. Ăn
I
vui thì cũng được mà. Just eat for fun.
uh, yeah I think it's quite too sweet. It's too sweet for me. Of course, I know that many kinds of chocolates, such as white chocolates or dark chocolates. But
Chocolate nha.
chocolate, yes,
Chocolate. It's pronounced chocolate.
chocolates.
So, chocolate. Chocolate. Chocolate.
Yes.
It's pronounced chocolate. O kéo dài á. Chocolate. All right, so how do you eat chocolate? Like some people they eat chocolate with with let's say fruits, or they can eat chocolate with bread. Người ta có thể ăn sô cô la cùng với bánh mì chẳng hạn. Or they can eat chocolate with a cup of tea. Or sometimes they eat chocolate, they melt the chocolate. Sometimes they melt the chocolate. Um, they melt the chocolate um to dip it to dip biscuits, to dip biscuit into it. Sometimes they do it, they melt the chocolate to dip biscuits into it. Làm tan cái sô cô la ra để mà họ nhúng cái bánh bích quy vào đó. Well, that's one good way to eat it too. There are other ways to do that. So, how do you eat chocolate then? And how often do you eat chocolate?
Mm. I I do, I don't eat chocolates uh often.
Hmm.
Uh, I think I think I first tried it when I was about mm, 4 or 5 years old, but because it's not my cup of tea.
Okay.
So yes, that instead of a, sweet and creamy, uh, creamy desserts like this, I like something more something fresher, such as fruit and sour and sweet desserts, which can balance my taste.
Balance, which can balance
Yes,
my
which can balance my taste.
balance
So
what? Which can balance what?
balance my taste,
My taste,
my taste.
which can
Yes.
balance my taste. Interesting that you mentioned balance your taste. Làm hài hòa cái vị ha, vị giác ha. It can balance your taste. I see. Sometimes people eat chocolate just because they feel bad. So they want something sweet. So when was the first time you ate chocolate? Or did you often
First,
eat chocolate when you were a child?
To be honest, when I was a child, I didn't used to eat chocolate. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, I didn't used to. Uh, I think that I used to try it or one or two times, but I don't. I didn't think that it's delicious.
So you think that it's delicious enough, I see.
Yes.
Hmm, I see. So did you give chocolate to someone as a gift? You know, it's a very common gift, especially during Valentine's Day or Christmas, or on their birthday. Did you give chocolate to someone as a gift?
Uh, I re- those I don't like chocolates, but I used to uh, present my sister
Hmm.
with mm, chocolate cake. Chocolate
Okay.
cake. Yes,
Chocolate
for
cake. Chocolate
cho-
cake.
chocolate cake as a gift for her birthday
Okay.
because she's a fan of chocolate.
Okay.
Yes, and I think it's a mm, it's a chance for me to enjoy um her cake with my sister because it's not only a gift, it show my affections to her. Mm, and I think most people enjoy receiving a gift that they truly love. Some uh, sometimes when I sometimes I give my friends who also have a
Yes.
good taste,
A good
uh,
taste, you
a
mean?
good taste, yes, on chocolate.
Hmm, interesting you mentioned that.
Uh, yes, with so I think choose a delicious choose a delicious gift like that and wrap it in a beautifully packaged
So it's
boxes.
wrapped beautifully. It's
Yes,
wrapped beautifully
wrapped beautifully in a box.
in
Yes,
a colored, let's just say colored paper. Một cái dạng giấy màu. They wrapped beautifully in a colored paper, I think.
yes.
I see. So why do you think chocolate is popular around the world? You know, these days, wherever you go, you see people eating chocolate. You can see that easily. Why do you think chocolate is popular around the world?
I believe that chocolate is popular because it has a sweet and pleasant taste
And
for
pleasant taste.
and pleasant taste for
Hmm.
many people. You know, people say that if you enjoy mm, a sweet food, is a break your mood and make you feel happier. So chocolate is also a delicious, uh, delicious dessert that is easy to find in
Mm.
almost every country. Then,
Okay, I agree with
yes,
that.
there are many different types, such as a
Milk
dark
chocolate, dark
milk
chocolate,
and white chocolate.
matcha.
Besides that, companies also create many creative flavors.
I see.
Yes. So it
Like
seems that
blueberry chocolate, strawberry chocolate. Oh my God. Sô cô la mâm xôi, sô cô la dâu. Oh wow, so many good flavor.
uh,
Oh my God. So,
Oh,
what is your favorite flavor of chocolate then?
so um,
Let's
I
talk about
think if
flavor then.
yes, I think if I enjoy chocolates with um, some kinds of fruits, it seems better because it can graze a rich and slightly glassy showers and sweet taste. It's made chocolate is not too sweet.
Mm.
I think it's feel more better compared to basic milk chocolate.
I think chocolate, if you eat it like 70% or 85%, it's really bitter, you know? It's really bitter. It's
Yes.
not sweet
Oh,
because the cacao content, it's called cocoa. It's called cocoa,
oh, oh. But it seems uh
cocoa.
bit, but it seems bitter for me, and I don't like that
Cocoa.
Cocoa. The
It's the
taste.
cocoa content, thành phần coca, thành phần cacao. It's called cocoa. Remember, it's not. It's written like cocoa, like this. All right, the cocoa content is real. It's really high in those dark chocolates. And I also understand you said that it's still sweet for you. Hmm, I see.
Yeah, but I don't like bitter taste. I know that dark chocolate also seems a bit healthier, but
Hmm.
yes, sometimes people can use dark chocolates with nuts, such as almonds or hazelnuts. Yes, and these nuts make the texture more interesting. So I think it's also uh, a good idea when some people like me who don't like chocolates uh, with its basic flavor. Yes, they can try to combine it with others or others fruits such as fruits or nuts. Yes.
Okay. So, do you think it's good to use chocolate as a gift to others? Is it a good idea or no?
Yes, I think chocolate is a good gift idea. It is simple quite um, but still meaningful.
Mm,
Yes, most people like sweet food, so is usually a safe choice.
mm.
Yeah, and chocolate is also suitable for many occasions. For example, it can be given on birthday, holidays, or
Birthday,
as
Easter, Easter, lễ phục sinh, Easter. People use
oh
chocolate a lot during Easter,
yeah. It seems that
lễ
in my
phục sinh.
country it's not popular.
Hmm. I think Easter is very popular among the Christian people, the people who go to
And
church.
I know, you know, in Vietnam, uh, in Vietnam, these occasions, in these occasions, people usually eat uh, dark meat instead of chocolate.
They eat what? What do you say?
Thịt chó.
Oh my God, dog meat. Ugh.
You don't know that in my
Yes, I know.
yes in my mother hometown, Đồng Nai province.
Okay.
Yes, it seems popular for people to eat dog meat instead of um some some traditional dishes of Western countries. Mm, yes, so that's why I say that mm, it's quite unpopular in our country.
Okay, so do you think people use chocolate differently now than in the past? You know, people used to bathe in chocolate if they are really rich, you know. They used to bathe in chocolate. Oh wow. But you must be really rich because chocolate is not, has never been cheap, you know. People used to put chocolate in what's it called? Cosmetics. And people can still do that, you know. Some cosmetic contain what's it called? Cocoa butter. Bơ cacao á. Some cosmetic they contain that and it's really good for the skin, you know. Tốt cho da lắm luôn, nó hồi phục da because it
Oh,
heals dry skin, it heals like damaged skin very well.
so these cosmetics, uh,
Cosmetics.
these cosmetics, uh,
Cosmetics.
cosmetics, these cosmetics is natural as natural.
Of course they are natural. They come from, you know where they come from. They come from the cocoa beans and they can grow it. People can grow it. Vietnam actually grows a lot of cocoa beans, you know. Nó gọi là cái hạt cacao á, cocoa bean. And yes, so chocolate has always been like a favorite drink of many people. And also, of course, as chocolate as a dessert, like you said. But do you think people in the past use it differently than now?
Mm. I think people usually use chocolates differently nowadays. Uh, in the past, chocolates was mostly eaten as a snack.
Snack.
Snack,
Cẩn
yes,
thận, snack.
snack,
No, it's different from snake or snack, you know. Snake. This one is
snake,
snack.
snack,
Một cái là A, snack. A kéo dài, snack. Một cái là snake,
snack,
là con rắn.
snack,
It's often eaten as a snack. A,
as a snack.
very good. So it's often eaten as a snack, right?
Yes. Now it is used in many desserts like cakes, drinks, and ice creams. And I have to admit that nowadays people very creative in the way they um, make delicious and beautiful chocolate cake and others and other dishes. There's also luxury chocolate brands with modern and creative design.
Okay.
People
Yes.
usually buy chocolates as an expensive gift to um, in special occasions. Also, social media make chocolate products more attractive, and people use it as a content to create games and many funny activities related to this kind of dish. So I believe chocolate plays a bigger role in modern life.
Mm, I see. So, do you think chocolate is good for our health?
Mm.
Is chocolate good for our health? What do you think?
Chocolates can be good for our health if we eat it in moderation.
Very good. But these days, people put a lot of things in chocolate, a lot of sugar
Mm.
and a lot of additives, phụ gia, chất phụ gia. There's a lot of additives in there. Well, doctor often say that chocolates actually is good for your heart and your brain,
Mm.
tốt cho tim mạch và não. I do believe so too. And it actually is very tasty. I love it. And whenever I eat chocolate, I can study better somehow. So do you still think that chocolate is good for our health?
Dark chocolates contains uh, antioxidants that are good for the heart and brain.
Hmm.
It, it provides a good fat
Okay.
for um for, for our body. It can also improve people emotions. However, nowadays many types of chocolates contains a lot of sugar and fat, which cause several uh, disease such as obese,
Obesity. Well,
obesity,
obesity, of course, it's obesity.
and and which are related to heart problems.
And heart
Yes,
problems. But
yes,
honestly, with you, most of the time, it's just obesity, I think.
yes. But because it um,
It's very
contains
high
a
in sugar.
lot of sugar,
Mm. Just always high in sugar, though.
it may also lead to tooth decay.
Okay.
Yes, that is why people should not eat it every day. In my opinion, a small amount is fine and enjoyable, especially the adult should manage how many chocolates a day that their children eat to ensure that um, their children have a good health without any problem um, of modern of modern disease which cause obesity. Yes,
I say.
that's a big
Right. So,
problem.
yeah, I still think that chocolate's good, but you have to look at the content of the chocolate.
Mm.
And you should not like eat very how can I say, cheap one. Don't eat too cheap chocolates, otherwise you're just putting a lot of things in your body, a lot of additives. Chất độn, chất phụ gia quá trời đúng không? Like those cheap chocolates. Don't eat that. Anyway, let's go to part two and part three now. It's enough about chocolates now. So, so let's try 64, I guess. Um, 64, 63. Okay, let's try 64. Describe a time that you misunderstood someone. Well, sounds like a time that Mercury is retrograde. Nhưng một thời thủy nghịch hành miêu tả một thời điểm bạn đã hiểu lầm ai đó. Describe a time you misunderstood someone. You should say when this happened, what you were doing, why you misunderstood the person, and explain how you felt about it. Well, it often happens. All right, I'll give you some time. Can you describe a time that you misunderstood someone?
Mm. Yes, there's been many times when I misunderstood other people's intentions, and
Hmm.
I believe this happens quite often in the workplace where we exchange the information every day. I remembered once situations when I misunderstood a college during a discussion about a project. At that time, we were talking uh, and trying to meet a deadline.
Okay.
So I did not fully pay attention to what she meant uh, because I have to multitask at that time. I thought she was, um, uh, I thought, I thought she was um, suggesting a smart improvement uh, in in my task, but I didn't take my attentions. It
Okay.
is because of this. After that, didn't recheck and I didn't recheck and try to correct my mistakes. So I because of this misunderstandings, mm, uh, as a result, my um, task was not uh, truly concise and have a good effect. So at the time mm, she's criticized this my work, and I responded in a defensive way because I've thought that she's created some tensions between us. Yes, thus Asmati became a bit um, overwhelmed
Can be
and
overwhelming. Can be
can
overwhelming.
be overwhelming as our communications were not as smooth as before. Thankfully, after deep a deep talk to express my intentions in calmer way. Yes, Edwin was able to resolve the misunderstanding quickly. This
Yes.
experience taught me how important clear communications is in a professional environment.
Very well. I also believe that clear communication is vital, you know, must make things clear. All right. So that's 64. Let's try another one. Try 174 and then um where is it? This one. Okay, 174 describe a noisy place you have been to. A noisy place you have been to. You should say where that place is. What made that place noisy? What you did there, who were there, and how you felt about it. It can be very noisy because of a lot of different reasons, like children running around screaming, or it can be because people talking very loudly. It can be because, let's say, there's a construction site nearby, có công trường xây dựng gần đó, or because people have been very common thing, drilling, drilling into walls, và người ta đục đẽo vào trong tường á. That's a very common reason why places in Vietnam are very noisy. There's a drilling noise, the drilling noise, the drill noise. Okay, there could be other reasons why it's noisy. So, part three, what kind of noises are there in our life? Wow, it's a big question, isn't it? So, think about the noise. Okay, what is the definition of noise? A noise is something that we do not want, okay? And often it's noisy, of course, often it's loud, and we don't want it, unwanted. And think about like the noise of neighbors, the noise of, let's say, machines, machine noise, machine noise. When you are using a machine, when you cook, of course, there's a noise of, what's it called? The noise of the ventilation noise, tiếng ồn của cái quạt thông gió, ventilation noise. And there's also a lot of different noises from like um, cars and vehicles and stuff like that. Think about those things. Do you think it's good for children to make noise? I'm sure you know how to answer this question. And let's try to think of if you don't allow children to make noise, what could be the problem? Bây giờ cái bản chất nó phải gây ồn mà cứ bắt nó im thì có vấn đề gì không? Would it be bad for their development? Or would it make them very angry and they'd have no way, don't have a way to express themselves? You know, if they do not have it, what would be the problem? Should children not be allowed to make noise under any circumstances? Like, this question can be rephrased like this. Is there any circumstances where children should be allowed to make noise? Like, for example, during an accident, for example, or during an emergency, for example, một sự khẩn cấp, or when they are hurt, bị thương, or robbed, bị cướp. Those are situations where you definitely have to tell children to make noise, you know, like an emergency. So this question is like that. Should children not be allowed to make noise under any circumstances? That's not good. It could be very dangerous for them. Now, which area is exposed to noise more, the city or the countryside? How would people usually respond to noises in your country? Like, do they just close the window? Or they just, put on their headphones, earphones or headphones? Or do they just close the window? Or some people, they just turn the music on to basically overwhelm the noise. Giống như bật nhạc to lên để mà át đi tiếng ồn á, to overwhelm the noise. They turn the music on. Sometimes they do that. And sometimes, people talk louder. People talk louder to overwhelm the noise. Sometimes people do that. Like when sometimes I play the piano in the public places, and I hear people talking louder. Something, sometime like that. But sometimes people just, they get used to it. They just turn a blind eye. They turn a blind eye on it. Họ làm ngơ điều gì đó, không làm gì cả, làm ngơ thôi. They turn a blind eye to it, cứ như là tôi bị mù không thấy đó. It's just like I'm blind, I don't see it. They turn a blind eye on something. Họ cứ làm ngơ điều gì đó. So you should also explain like um what kind of noise would people respond like. For example, if someone's screaming, "Help! Help! Help me!" They scream for help. Of course, people will respond. They will try to help, right? No? But these days, some people they just turn on their camera function on their phones, on their smartphone, and take videos. A lot of people now do that. They do not respond to help noise in the same way. And of course, because of that, some people died. Một số người chết luôn á, tại vì ai cũng ngắm bật camera lên để quay phim lại mà không giúp. Some people they die because of that. And this generation is doomed because of smartphone, because of that. Cái thế hệ này, mấy thế hệ dần sau á, mấy thế hệ sau ngày càng gọi là lụi tàn chết dần luôn, đúng là doomed. They are doomed. Doom là ngày tận thế. So basically, um, and think about other kind of noises. Some people they really hate noises, especially the noise of children screaming. Or people they it depends on their age, but a lot of old people they don't like noises at all. They hate it so much. And they scold people. Họ mắng người khác luôn á. Okay, last question. How can people consider others' feeling when chatting in public? Think about when you chat in public, you have to understand other people's feeling around you. Like, for example, would you speak louder and then other people will feel uncomfortable about you and then they will leave? And but that is rude. That's very rude, to do. But the question focus on how can people consider others' feeling when chatting in public? Like, would you pay attention to, let's just say, they pay attention to your own voice, or probably you should pay attention to um, people leaving around you or not? Because normally, if you are too loud, people would leave. Or other people's feeling, look at their face expression. Let's just look at their face expressions. Biểu đạt khuôn mặt của họ. It tells a lot. Okay, probably there are more ways people can consider others' feeling when chatting in public. A lot of people they just laugh very loudly in public places. Cười rất lớn, cười hô hố, cười sằng sặc ở nơi công cộng. Sometimes people do that. And of course, other people will feel very uneasy, uncomfortable. Okay, let's try this topic after 2 minutes. Okay, Mr. Can you describe a noisy place you've been to?
Okay. Just, the first noisy place that come to my mind is the productions areas at the factory where I worked now. Because it operates on an industrial production line, there are many animals, machines, and a large amount of equipment
Oh my God, that sounds like super noisy.
running at the same time. All of them produce loud noises, which makes the environment very noisy and sometimes uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. That is why wearing protective equipment is extremely important when entering specific production areas. For example, workers and um, workers and office workers are required to wear ear protection when going into this area to ensure that um, people health and safety. Um, because my job is required to work in the office and in the production lines at the same time. So I often have to do activities in this kind of environment. Those I feel fine working there because I am properly equipped with these uh, equipment to ensure my safety, but it's usually not. It's usually not uh, comfortable because the noise can harm your ear to some extent, and that's why there are many um, companies have to check um, mm, have to health check have to have occasions to make health check for their workers which related to uh, their uh, professionals uh, prob- uh, have problems related to uh, professionals. Yes,
Hmm.
bệnh thường là gọi là bệnh nghề nghiệp đó thầy.
It's occupational diseases.
Occupations.
It's I'll tell you this one. It's a very common thing.
Occupation.
Occupational diseases là những bệnh nghề nghiệp. Like for example, office workers often suffer from what's it called? They suffer from hemorrhoids. 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 I think it's double R. Hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids. Nó là trĩ. They suffer from hemorrhoids, lower back pain, đau lưng dưới, lower back pain, and also a lot of things with nó hội chứng ống cổ tay nữa nha. Tunnel carpal syndrome. Syndrome là hội chứng ống cổ tay, tức là họ cứ để cái tay cái vị trí đó họ cầm con chuột quá lâu á. The tunnel carpal syndrome is basically a syndrome when people they use the mouse on their computer for too long at the same positions, then their wrist becomes so painful and it hurts, And also they have, what's it called? Neck pain. Đau cái cổ lắm luôn á. They have neck pain as well. That's a lot of problems, occupational diseases of office workers. Um, what occupation are you talking about? Once again?
No, you say what you
What
say.
occupation? Sorry?
Or-
Like I said, it also depends. Like cleaning ladies often suffer from lung problems, because they often inhale the fumes of chemicals, Họ thường hít
Uh,
vào những cái hơi hóa chất á. They often suffer from lung problems because they often inhale the fumes of chemicals. Okay, very bad. And also they suffer from a wrist problem and a wrist. Nó đọc là wrist luôn á. It's
wrist,
a wrist
wrist.
problem. Những vấn đề với cổ tay. Of course, because they scrub a lot, they scrub. Là nó gọi là lau chùi because they scrub a lot. Scrub là em dùng dùng sức để em lau, em đè lên, em chùi, dùng sức để lau chùi. They scrub a lot, so they suffer from wrist problems a lot too. On top of that, they also suffer from venocosis. Oh, sorry, I think it's called venocosis or something.
Vinokousing.
Moment. Varicosis. Sorry, it's varicosis. Varicosis. It's varicosis. You know what varicosis is? It's
Varicosic.
varicosis is a problem when people stand a lot. Giãn tĩnh mạch đó.
Yes. Oh, I know this problem.
Khi em đứng quá nhiều, quá lâu một cái tư thế sẽ bị giãn tĩnh mạch. Hoặc là khi mà em ở một cái tư thế cũng quá lâu á, when you are in basically, how can I say, standing too much, or when you remain in the same position for too long, and for many days. Like, for example, people who have to stand a lot, they suffer from varicose veins or varicosis. It's also called varicose veins because it affects the veins, nó ảnh hưởng đến cái tĩnh mạch, cái vein á, tĩnh mạch, varicose vein. And of course it's painful, of course. And a lot of cleaning ladies suffer from this problem, okay? Because they have to stand a lot to work. Đương nhiên họ phải làm việc rất là nhiều và họ đứng nhiều, cho nên quan trọng là phải thay đổi tư thế liên tục nha. It's very important to move around, to change your positions, your body positions, your posture. You have to change your body posture, tư thế cơ thể phải thay đổi. You have to change your body posture often to avoid these problems. Okay, so let's talk about part three now. So, what kind of noises are there in our life?
There are many different kinds of noises in
Mhm.
our daily life, especially in big cities.
Mm.
Traffic noise is one of the most common sounds we hear every day. The sounds uh, caused causes by vehicles, the the construction areas which are located on the road. We can't hear mm, these noises almost every day.
Mhm.
Mm, Just in quick place like factories, machines noise can be extremely loud.
Can be extremely loud.
Yes, and constant. That's also happened uh, to mm, neighborhood areas. There, there may be noise from televisions, music, or people talks. Sometimes sometimes people s- mm, pe- people complex or something like that also make noise and disturbs uh, other people. Ch- Some normal activities such as um, children plays and talked is also this activity also make cloudy noise, and
You mean loud noises?
loud
Loud, it's
noise.
an
Yes,
adjective, it's an adjective.
loud noise,
Very loud noises.
loud noises. In addition, in emergency situation like accidents can cause sudden and disturbing showers. For for example, when someone are walking and they fall, yes, it's this is also creates allows noises. Some of them are avoidable, while others can be controlled. I think the noise becomes a natural part of
Mm.
modern life, where each activities, even the smallest, also creates noise and sounds.
Yes.
Yes, creates sounds and noise.
All right. So, about noises, do you think you think it's good for children to make noise? Let's split into like two different situations. When it's good, when it's bad for children to make noises. Like, should they make noises in during class time? Should they make noise at night or in public places or when they're in danger, something like that. Mình tách ra từng nhiều trường hợp đi. Let's try that.
Think it's normal for children to make some noise. Of course, in particular situations,
Okay.
uh, this noise can be accepted because making noise is also a way for children to express their feeling and energy. When they play, laugh, or talk excitedly, it shows it shows that they are active and happy at that time. So it can be so people can understand what they want to express. Sometimes their the parents mm, have to admit that they scared of the silence of their children more than when
Exactly. Yeah, they're scared
more
of
than
the silence of the
noises.
children more than the noise.
Yes.
Hay nó dừng một phát là biết có vấn đề rồi. You know, if they stop,
Yeah.
you have to run, find them now. It's like that. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you
Because
don't want that.
because um mm, these symbols and their behaviors also shows that uh, whether they have mental health problem or not.
Mhm.
Yes, because it's because as things make noise uh, through activities is a nature of children's of children's. Yes. Mm. It's also an important part of their social
Development.
social development. Mm, However, children should be taught to understand appropriate behavior.
Mhm.
They
Yes.
should not shout in quiet place and in formal occasions.
Oh my God, trust me, I just want to slap some kids.
Mm.
Really, they are really rude.
Yes, that's why parents plays an important role in inst- instructs them.
Okay.
Yes, in my opinion, a balance between freedom and discipline is necessary, and well-educated children should not be completely silent, but they should
Okay.
learn when to control themselves.
Of course, they should learn how to control themselves. Well, a lot of children they need to learn discipline, just more discipline. Otherwise, they will grow up very spoiled and they make lots of noises and they'll be very, very, very annoying. Trời ơi, nhiều đứa nó phiền, phiền kinh khủng phiền luôn á. Phiền kinh dị luôn á. All right, so should children not be allowed to make noise under any circumstances? This question should be approached differently compared to the other ones. Under any circumstances, bên dưới bất kỳ một cái tình huống nào, trẻ nhỏ cũng không nên được cho phép để làm ồn chứ. So think about in case of danger, what will happen?
No, I don't think children should be mm, prohibited from making noise in all situations. This rule seems too strict and unreasonable. It could be unrealistic and even harmful to expect them to stay quiet all the time. It can be a signal of how mental health problems. eh, Children naturally have a lot of energy and curiosity.
Curiosity.
Curiosity. However, these are certain circumstances where they must remain quiet. For example, in hospital, there's um, the place that required to be quiet, as it implements for everyone, not including children. So, besides that, during formal and important events, uh, or in emergency situations,
Okay.
silence is necessary. In this case, Barrow should explain the reasons clearly for their children and mm, manage to ensure that they
Ensure. Manage
to
to
ensure
ensure.
manage to ensure their children don't make noise. It's because children mimic their parents and these usually reflect their parents' education. So teaching children about respect and as yes is more effective than strict punishment without any explanation because they don't understand why they are not allowed to do that. So in the so next time when they are with their parent, they will not do that. But if um they's alone or just with
Okay.
their friends, they they
When
can
they're
do
with their
it
friends, they can
again.
shout as much as they want, right?
Yes,
Oh my God.
they can do these behaviors again, and that and they need to understand, yes, how this not affects others more
How
than
not to
uh
affect others. Yeah.
yes, more than to uh be scared be scared or be punished. Therefore, guidance is better than prohibition.
Exactly. So guidance, of course, guidance it's better than prohibition. Cấm đoán thì không có bằng, nó không có tốt bằng cái sự dẫn dắt đâu. Dẫn dắt sẽ tốt hơn cấm đoán. Well, but how about in danger? Of course, they must shout so that other people will come and help them, you know. That is a survival thing. Nó là một cái thứ liên quan đến chuyện sống còn luôn á. A survival skill. Kỹ năng sống còn luôn á. You have to shout out loud. You have to make noise. Otherwise, you could die, you know. So, when you are in danger, when in danger, of course, people should shout, you know. So which area of the city, which area is exposed to noise more, the city or the countryside then? What do you think?
In cities, uh, I think that cities are exposed to much more noise than the countryside or remote area.
Hmm.
In, in urban, uh, in urban inhabitant, there are
Yes.
many vehicles, public transportation system, and of course construction projects. Those uh, mm, behave those activities which related to these mm, uh, to these things usually cause a lot of noise and mm, is even worse becomes noise pollution for the cities. Mm, that's why that's why nowadays there are several of industrial zones are located on remote areas to ensure that the the center of cities are not affected by the
Not
noise
affected.
of uh, productions
The noise of
activities.
production, you mean?
The noise of
Of
the
production.
yes, the noise of production.
I see.
Is
So, but sometime in the countryside, you know what noise you would hear? The noise of machines running on the fields. Like for example, you have noises of um, airplane because if you think about countryside these days, it's not the countryside you used to think about. There's a
mm,
lot of factories there as well, and people they grow chicken they grow plants indoor in greenhouses, nhà kính greenhouses, and also they raise cattle in like very large factories, nhà xưởng dưới quê rất to luôn á, để mà có hàng tỷ hàng triệu con động vật trong đó. So
however,
sometimes it's very noisy as well, you know.
however, I think that this noise can uh, this noise cannot affect um, of many peoples because um, it, be- because the space of the space is very large and house mm, the housing residents usually uh, scatter rải rác á thầy.
It's scattered, yeah, exactly.
Scatter, yes.
It's quite scattered. Rải rác nó có một cái từ nữa nghĩ là nên dùng sporadic. That's another word, sporadic. Sporadic là nó mang tính nó cứ rải tùm lum á, like you know sporadic.
Yes.
It's
Small.
happening sometimes, not regular or continuous. Đôi khi nó mới diễn ra thôi. chứ không phải là mang tính đều đặn hay tính liên tục đâu. Nó tức là mang tính mà occasional. Sometimes it happens. Occasional, not all the time.
Ừ.
Cũng mang tính mà nó diễn ra một cách mà đôi khi nó mới xảy ra thôi. Bất thình lình đôi khi xảy ra thôi chứ không phải là liên tục. Nó cũng gần gần nghĩa như chữ scattered, nhưng mà scattered nó có thể liên quan đến vị trí vật lý, vị trí của một vật nào đó nó cứ rải rác tùm lum. Scattered can be like a physical location of something that is everywhere, you know. But sporadic means like it happens through time, only occasional. Sporadic liên quan đến thời gian diễn ra, còn cái scattered là cái vị trí vật lý, you know. So what did you say about scattered?
Yes, I means that
What do you
although
mean scattered?
I means
Yeah.
that although farming equipment
Mm,
can raise noise, it's not as continuous and affects a lot as city traffic. The population density in cities is much higher,
mm,
and housings residents are scattered, so mm, there's not many people to graze a crowd. Uh, yes, a big crowd is errors to make enough noise. So city's life is usually noisier in my opinions.
mm. Right. So, how would people usually respond to noises in your country? Let's think about different scenarios of noises and how people would respond to that. How do people respond to noises in your country? Usually. Let's think about like the age group first. Nhìn nghĩ về nhóm tuổi, or think about, of course, children when they hear noises, they would be very excited, you know.
Mm.
But like working class, the working people, when they hear noises, most of the people would be annoyed. And of course, when it comes to older people, normally they would hate noises. They hate it so much, you know. But that's age group. You can talk about like a region, like city or countryside people, you know, or people in living near to factories. They are very used to that noise already, you know. Or people who live near to the train tracks, sống gần cái đường ray xe lửa, train tracks, you know, the railway, or train tracks, những miếng đường ray xe lửa, railway or train tracks. Or people who live near to the airport. Of course, they hear like airplanes every day, you know, very loud. So how would people usually respond to noises in your country?
Um, in my countries, people
Yes.
respond to noise in different ways. This depending on the situations and 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 their age, of course. Some people simply ignore it and try to turn a blind eyes because they know that they can change the situation, especially when uh, their neighborhoods are crowded by the business and stores, whereas pe- mm, whereas the noise of people who are mm, who talked and grace who talks loudly.
Mm,
Yes, other, others may uh, close their windows or to reduce the sounds, or someone um, have to equipped their house with noise groups mm, to to eliminate the noise from outside. The I think the most disturbing situations can happen when mm, w- that's when uh at night when people are sleeping,
Mhm.
then mm, then just a smallest noise can s- startle the
To
child.
startle, very good. You are using
Start.
like a wide variety of words. Now, startled. Surprise is something unexpected that surprises and sometimes worry a person or animals. To startle làm cho người ta bàng hoàng, làm cho người ta bàng hoàng hoặc là ngạc nhiên sợ hãi.
Yes, to startle the child or
Mhm.
who are sleeping, uh, and make them and make him awkward. Ye- Yes, it's very disturbing.
It's very disturbing.
Yes, it's very disturbing, especially for the child parents,
Mhm.
because it's hard to make them sleep.
Miss that
Many
what?
mm,
To very hard to make them sleep,
to
and
look
every noise will wake them up. They will, you know,
it,
super annoying. Anyway,
many
maybe
people.
because I don't like children that much. That's why.
Of course, I live in a family. Uh, mm, in my family, I live in a family where mm, my cousins
My
are
cousin, my
my
cousin.
cousins mm, are very hard to sleep.
Hmm.
So I know that. Mm,
Me too. I was always very difficult to sleep. Oh my God. When I was younger, my mother always struggled so much with me.
mm,
And oh my God, it was terrible.
mm,
Absolutely horrible. Until now, I still struggle to sleep. Yeah,
yeah.
but during the day, I can sleep better. But during the night, oh, it's
Mm,
hard. It's harder.
mm. Many people
Anyway, yes,
choose Many people choose to put on earphones or headphones to block out unwanted noise, but it's not mm, a long-term uh, uh, re- resolution, mm,
a long-term what?
a long-term mm, resolution.
Uh,
Yes, in
it's not a
serious
long-term resolution. No, that's not.
resolution. Yes, in serious cases, they might complain to local authorities.
Một giải pháp là
Yes,
bao nhiêu bền, yeah.
yes.
Well,
For
they might
example,
complain to the local authority and the police will come.
mm,
Okay, think about a very common noise in your country that is the karaoke noise.
mm,
People often sing karaoke very loudly. But thanks to the new law, now the police can do something.
yes, and they have to pay a fine for
Yes, they
this
have to.
behavior. Yes.
Phạt hơi bị nhiều nha, nó rất đau. Wow, I'm glad that there's a rules for everything now. This is basically because the people here need to learn to behave. Sometimes they are very old but they don't behave well. Nhiều khi già rồi mà cư xử con thú con nít á. You know.
Uh,
Okay, so yeah.
However, I think that noise is also uh, becoming a part of a nightlife,
Mm,
especially in the central areas.
agreed.
Yes.
Because you don't want the city center to sound dead, you know. It
Mm.
must be alive, it must be vibrant. Nó phải đùng đi đùng, nó phải có tiếng bass, tiếng bass, nó phải vibrant, nó phải sôi nổi, nó mới là nightlife, đời sống về đêm.
Yeah, and people are already used to noise.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I agree
uh,
too.
it's uh, it's with an accepted of the old citizens
Mm.
who hate noise. But of course, um, aggression vary from tolerance to active complaints. Mm.
Tolerance and active complaint, sometimes I have heard cases that people they kill each other because of noise, because it's unbearable,
Yeah. Sometimes people choose to be silent because they don't want to make conflicts. But of course, it's the situations become worse or relate or affect to their life too much. They should complain to local authorities. Uh, if a person's not worked, they can make a letter
Hmm.
from a with a group's a group receipt station,
A what? A group of
uh
what?
a group uh chữ ký resize
Ah, a group of people who have their signatures, yeah, to who sign,
this
yeah,
size. Yeah,
the group of people who sign, yeah.
size. Yes, to complain to uh
Just
local
complain more. Come on,
authorities.
just complain more, and you get it. Just complain more. Come on,
Yes.
people, complain more.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Many people praise power.
Exactly. Many people will create a power. Very good. So, how can people consider others' feelings when chatting in public then? How? Like for example, sometimes you don't understand, sometimes you're not aware that you are speaking very loudly, but how can people consider others' feelings when chatting in public? Hmm.
when chat when chatting in public, people should pay attention volume
To the what?
to their volume.
Of course.
Yes, speaking is a moderate voice, shows
Mm.
respect for others around them. Of course, people have to uh bear the noise in mm, in in a moderate in a moderate level, because in public that is a normal behaviors when people are chatting and talking to other. Sometimes a big loud is acceptable. But of course, if they talk too loudly and don't um and don't pay attention to others' emotions, it can create problems. Besides that, they should be especially careful in quiet place like library or hospital, where required to be silent to ensure uh, others rights. Yes, it is also important to avoid using uh, speaker mode on smartphones in crowded areas. It's not only affects others, but also mm, but also made, made the voice of becomes unstable to hear. If they need to take an important call, they can move to a quieter place. It's
A
good
quiet
for
place, yeah.
yes, it's good for them and for others at the same time. Being
Mhm.
aware of the environment is essential to show your uh, normal norms.
Okay.
Yes,
And so, some people, it depends, sometimes extroverts people, they thrive on social interactions. So extroverts thrive on social interaction. Càng tiếp xúc với nhiều nhiều thì những người extrovert là càng gọi là càng thấy năng lượng nó tốt. Extrovert thrive on social interactions, and so noisier place attract them, seems to attract them. So the people who you always see in clubs and bars and talking to people, those kind of people, probably they love those noisy places. So maybe it's not a big problem for them, but um, introverts people, of course, is a problem.
yes, but
Okay, so how can people? Okay, so basically, it's a question that I asked already. Okay, let's move on to another topic now. We've been here for a bit too long already. Okay, so the 74. Okay. Hmm. 173 can be interesting to do. Let's try this one. 173. Describe an unusual and interesting building you would like to visit. So you have not visited it yet. Một tòa nhà vừa phải lạ thường vừa phải thú vị nữa nha. So you remember the differences between like the word extraordinary, right?
extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Extraordinary. Phi thường. It means it's a good thing. Strange, but it's a good thing. Unusual. Unusual. Lạ thường. It's a neutral thing. Trung tính. But abnormal. Bất thường. That is bad. Okay, you should say where that building is located, what is unusual and interesting about it, and why you would like to visit it. How you feel about the building. Nhà lạ thường. All right, and then you have a lot of part three here. What factors do you consider when choosing a house or an apartment? Like for renting or for buying? Like, would you consider, what's it called? The toilet? Of course, it's a very important thing to consider toilets. If it has any problems with plumbing, it's called plumbing nha, không phải plumbing nha. It's plumbing. It's problem with plumbing. Việc đi đường ống nước hoặc là việc nước nôi các thứ, việc đi đường ống nước, like is any problem with plumbing, then you should ask a plumber. It's a plumber, okay? Người thợ sửa ống nước. Then you should ask a plumber to check it out. Or if there is any problems with infestation. Like infestation means like is there any insects or mosquitoes or ants or cockroaches that infest the place? Nó có bị côn trùng, kiến, gián, chuột, bọ gì nó vào không? Infestation. Sự nhiễm phải côn trùng, sâu bọ, gián, vân vân. That is important because you don't want your home to be very dirty that way. You don't want that. Okay. And You should consider, of course, the neighbors, the neighborhoods, the neighbors or neighborhood. Khu vực đó có cái gì? Có tiện ích gì không? Is there any conveniences? Những tiện ích. Hmm. Or maybe probably you should consider the price. Of course, everyone look at the price. Or the insulation. The noise insulation, is it good? Or is it good for what's it called? The noise insulation, is it good enough? Cái sự mà cách âm có tốt hay không? Or if it's like, is the house too cold or too hot, something like that. That's the temperature insulation. It's called the temperature insulation. Nó gọi là cái sự mà cách nhiệt ấy, nó có tốt không? That's important in winter, during the winter. Sự cách nhiệt. And also during the summer as well, you do not want your home to have a bad insulation because it will force you to use the air conditioner a lot, and that's a lot of money. Mùa hè tiền điện vụt lên 4 triệu mấy 5 triệu. You don't want that, really, you don't. Okay. Um, and other problems you want to check it out, like the floor, the ceiling, anything like that. Why do some people choose to build buildings by themselves? Tại sao một số người là tự chọn là tự làm nhà, tự xây nhà? Don't they trust the contractors? Don't they trust people to build it for them? Do you think old buildings should be preserved? Preserved. Why? Why not? Think about the cost of preservation. So preserve and preservation, okay? And conserve, conservation, okay? Be careful with these words. Think about like the costs of hiring people to guard or to clean these old buildings, to fix old buildings. You need to pay people to do that as well. Um, is it some old buildings are called condemned. Condemned. It's condemned. Condemned building means like building that has been judged, buildings that were judged as dangerous to live in. And of course, a lot of people have to evacuate. So people had to be evacuated. Và người ta phải được sơ tán khỏi đó. People had to be evacuated out of that place. They cannot live there because the building is unsafe. They were judged as dangerous to live in, of course. And think about old buildings. Old buildings often the cost to maintain them is much more than new buildings. And of course they don't have good insulation. Nó không có cái cách âm cách nhiệt tốt lắm đâu nha. If they're old. And old building often suffer from a lot of other problems too, like infestation, pest infestation. Pest là mấy con sâu bệnh, sâu bọ ấy. Pest infestation is a huge problem there. And do you think the buildings of a city affect its vibe or atmosphere? Những tòa nhà trong thành phố có ảnh hưởng đến cái khí chất hoặc là cái không khí của một thành phố không? Think about that. What makes a building attractive? Um, I think you can answer this thing. Why are some buildings considered iconic? Tại một số cái tòa nhà được coi như là mang tính biểu tượng vậy? Is it because it just scream out loud? It just screams out loud a message or something. Nó giống như nhìn tòa nhà đó, nó giống như nó thét vào mặt mình là một cái thông điệp nào đó. It's like um or it's architecture. Let's take a look at the architecture, kiến trúc của nó. Um, is it like very iconic, very symbolic? Nó có mang tính biểu tượng không? Symbolic or not? Um, like for example, the Independent Palace is iconic because it's very important in history. Of course, that's where the old South Vietnamese government used to be there. Yeah. And also it's iconic because it's an icon of victory for and reunification, for Vietnam. Nó là một cái biểu tượng cho sự tiến thắng và sự hợp nhất của đất nước. Reunifications. Sự hợp nhất. Reunifications of the whole country. All right, so how has architecture changed over time? Kiến trúc đã thay đổi thế nào thông qua thời gian? So this one requires lots of knowledge to answer. Think about old buildings. They look beautiful. They look like there's a lot of colors and there's a lot of what's it called? Engravings or sculptures. Có rất là nhiều những cái bức tượng nha, hoặc là những cái điêu khắc, chạm khắc, engravings. Or sculptures. But these days, a lot of building they follow minimalism, minimalism, chủ nghĩa tối giản, and they look so ugly and they look so black and white, or gray. It looks no, I don't want that. Seriously. Okay, you have some time to think. Now, can you describe an unusual and interesting building you would like to visit? Okay.
Okay. Mm.
Hello.
Yes, okay.
Okay,
I
please.
would like to mention an unusual and interesting building that I would like to visit in the future. Is called the Crazy House, which located in the cities in Dallas City. Uh, I recommend it because of its strength and creative design. Mhm. It looks like a a a fairy world where everything's uh is not obeyed
Mm-hmm.
conventional norms. Is incredibly interesting and captivating. Uh,
Right.
there are many rooms. Uh, is there are many rooms in these areas. It is designed with a unique theme,
Unique, nhấn âm hai,
a
unique.
unique, a unique theme,
Yes.
often related to natural uh, animals, but expressed in a very personal, creative, and colorful ways that make people imagine a fairy tale world, whereas ar- whereas unusual unusual shapes and no strange lies. It's it's quite interesting. What's uh what's made what makes it special is that it does not follow a traditional architectural rules.
Mm-hmm.
So it's feel like walking inside of a new horizon, a new world. Yes, It can appeal to both children and adults, as its individuals can perceive and explore the designer's arrangement in their own way.
Mm.
Uh, this depends on just the design. Yes, I would like to. I would like to visit these buildings. Of course, I because I am very creative in unique and creative design. I think it
Mm.
would be exciting to explore mm, this building and take many interesting photos. Yes. Okay, that's all.
Right. Okay. Very good. Let's move on to part three now. So, what factors do you consider when choosing a house or an apartment?
Mm, To choose a house or an apartment, the first factors I consider is the locations. It should be close to my workplace and convenience facilities, uh, such as supermarkets and um, and hospitals
And hospital.
and hospital. Yes,
Hmm.
because I as considers mm, to have a convenience transportation system. So it's very uh, necessary for me to choose a house which are near these facilities. I, I also pay attention to the neighborhood because of friendly and quiet neighbors are important. Um, you know,
Right.
as,
Mm.
as if uh, if your neighbors make noise
If
and
your neighbor makes noise. Yeah.
yes, can be very disturbing,
Very disturbing indeed. You know,
especially when you uh, come back home
you
after
come
a
back
long
home after a
yes,
long day and then, you
and
know,
and someone outside uh mm, make noise or complete yes, it's
or they shout
or
and
a
then, oh my
showers.
God.
Yes, it's yes. As
All right. So,
also also
yes,
safety is another major concern.
of course, you
It's,
don't want to be living in unsafe places, you know.
mm, the price must fit my budget and
Mm.
long-term financial plans. I don't want to be broke after buy a house because
Exactly.
yes,
Oh my
because
God.
people have many plans for their futures and buying a house mm, is also a part of their plans, but it's not the only one, So
It's
it's
like
very
if you squeeze all the money you have just to buy a house, then how can you survive after that? You know, it's hard.
yes,
A lot of people they do that, you know.
mm,
They
yes,
even like borrow money from the bank and then they have to live like a beggar, you know. Okay, they have a house, but they have no more money left for anything else, so they have to eat very frugally afterwards, you know.
mm. If after buying their house,
Hmm.
yes, if their health is good, it's okay, but
Yeah,
if any problem happens, it's become a disaster.
of course it would be a disaster.
Yes,
Oh my God. I don't even think about that. Oh my God.
yes.
So, do you think old buildings should be preserved? Why not? Like, let's say 50 years old already building.
Some people choose to build houses by themselves because they want fully controlled
They want to
their
fully
design.
control, yeah.
Yes, their design. They can customize the layouts
Mhm.
according to their personal preferences.
They customize the layout to their desire. Có thể là chuyên biệt hóa cái muốn làm gì làm. Các
Yes,
bạn vẽ với cái là cái ý muốn của họ. They can
yes.
customize the layout to their desire. So that is also the reason why people choose to build houses by themselves, you know. Is there other reasons why people choose to build houses by themselves? It means that you have to be the one painting the wall. You have to be the one like creating the furniture yourself, or you buy it, or you happy to be the one who build everything in the house, you know. Tự xây dựng tức là phải tự cắt gỗ, tự làm nội thất, tự làm tất cả mọi thứ luôn á, you know. Can you think of a reason why people do that?
That's why just some people choose to do that, not all of them.
Oh my God.
Uh,
If you're really stingy, nếu mà keo lắm luôn, if you're really stingy, you don't have much money.
mm, it seems it seems unrealistic for a person to buy house by themselves. You
Ừ,
know, they can uh, take part in to customize uh, some items or even some errors in the house.
okay.
Other things that are they can cover all of things. So
Because they cannot because we were not trained to do that, you know. A lot of
yes,
issues can pop up. Ví dụ như là sơn mà em không có chịu mà em dùng giấy than để em chà nhám trước á, trước sơn sớm muộn cái sơn nó cũng rớt ra. Like if you do not sand the wall,
uh,
to sand the wall,
yes,
chà nhám bằng giấy than cái tường. If you do not sand the wall before you paint it, sooner or later it will flake, you know.
mm,
It will flake. Nó rơi rớt từng miếng một, từng miếng nhỏ ra. They will flake, and that's bad. So, okay, so we were talking about old buildings now, did we? Ủa, tự nhiên sao nó lái qua hay gì? Sao đúng sao tới nghịch hành được luôn á. Okay, so how about old buildings? Do you think they deserve to be preserved? Is it worth it?
it's I think it's 50-50.
Hmm.
The- in some case,
Cases?
in some cases, they are an important part of a city's history
Hmm.
and culture. So our architecture shows how people live in the past. It's meaningful, and that's why it deserves to be preserved.
Hmm. Deserve some preservation, yeah.
Mm. It's also art. Uh, it's also add characters and charm to modern cities when they are located in specific areas and becomes a place for people to visit. It can earn mm, it can earn money, yes, for the
Thêm cái
city.
duyên cho cái thành phố, adds charm to the city, yeah. Hmm.
Many historical buildings attract tourists and support the local economy.
Hmm.
However, safety should always be considered if a building is too damaged or dangerous, as um, the old building that are the greatest throughout the time. It should be it should be upgraded and improved to ensure that people who live in there or people live in there be saved. And of course, if they want to use as a place for visit visiting, they also should be upgraded
Mhm.
to ensure the safe for the visitors and
Ensure the safety of the visitors. You don't want them
yes,
to get any problems, you know.
especially if the situation can be worse because worse for foreign visitor. It can
Mhm.
affect the economies of the local or even uh, in the scale of countries.
I agree with that. So, okay, so let's end it here though. It's already time, I think. Hmm. Okay, so Sunday it's gonna be writing. Okay, it's good practice today then. 1673, right? Yes, it was. Okay, I'll see you later then, Mr. Good practice today. Bye. See
Good
you.
night, teacher.
See
Goodbye.
you. Good night.
See ya.